Hey y'all, it's me, Cody. Welcome to the CodiKnits podcast. This is episode 82. I'm Cody, and Diamond is here, of course. Say hello. This is a podcast about knitting and the like, and crochet and some spinning and whatever else I'm up to. And you can find me on Instagram as nurse_Cody, and Cody is spelled with an I, C-O-D-I. And there's a Ravelry group, CodiKnits Podcast. Might want to join that because I do some giveaways at times there. And then I think that's about it. I can't remember anything else. It's been a while since I've been podcasting. Just a lot. I did make a podcast a while back, but I was a little bit ill. Not like physically, but I was just not in a good temper, I guess. I was listening to it, and I was just kind of, I was annoyed with a lot of things. I was annoyed with my knitting, and I was annoyed with some people who watch knitting podcast, and so I was really kind of mean. And that's not really who I am, and so I didn't put it up there, and I gave myself a little break out. So one of the things I was kind of fussing about last time is people who do podcasts feel bad when they show off their yarn, like what they bought or whatnot, and say things to them about how much they may be spending on what they buy and all this kind of stuff. And I just find that very inappropriate, and I was getting really annoyed. Like, it was about the time people were coming back from, I think it's Edinburgh, the yarn festival thing. And it just rubbed me the wrong way, because I just feel like people shouldn't make people feel bad because, they have the means to buy, a lot of hand-dyed yarn or whatnot. And sometimes people who can't make comments and things to people, and I was seeing those comments, and then I was hearing podcasters say things about it and feel like they have to justify things, and I just kind of went off about it. So I'll just leave that at that, how I feel about that. But also, with my knitting, I was getting really annoyed. So if you remember, I was knitting on a silk mohair sweater for my godmother. And I was having issues with the size and the yarn, and it just wasn't working out, and I was annoyed with it. So it's in timeout. I put it in timeout. It's still in timeout. I don't know when it's going to come out of timeout. Maybe one day, but nope. And then I'll show you in a minute, but my shawl I was knitting is coming on great, but I'm going to run out of yarn. And so I was annoyed about that. And then I was in a rut where, like, I don't know what I want to knit. I don't know what I want to cast on. I was working a whole lot because the other nurse practitioner I work with, she was out on leave for a long time, so I was working a lot of hours and very busy at work and really tired. And I was doing some knitting, but it wasn't anything, major. So I really felt like I didn't have a lot to show you either. I was knitting mostly on my scrappy blanket, sock yarn blanket, which I'll show you. But anyway, I apologize I've been gone so long. But I have missed you, and I've been thinking of you. And I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for everyone who's reached out and said, you miss me and you hope I'm back soon. But I also appreciate that you're understanding that I just needed a little break. So a lot has happened. So this is going to be a little more wordy than showy, I guess. But last month, April 26th, was my birthday, and I treated myself to a trip to the Dominican Republic. And I was supposed to have a friend come, but she didn't, make a long story short. So I was there by myself, and it was a really good time. That weekend, though, I was there for 6 days. And my godmother, actually, she came to another part of the Dominican with her girlfriends, and they were having like a girls' weekend, and they had me over on Saturday, my last full day there, and she got a car and had a car pick me up and bring me to where they were staying in their house, and we went deep sea fishing, and I got seasick. But it was still a good time. I was a little sick, but I've never been seasick before, so I don't know if I just had water in my ears or what got me off balance. It was a little bit rough, but I don't know. But anyway, it was still a good time, and that night we had the fish that we caught that day. We caught mahi-mahi. We had that for dinner, and they made me a tres leche cake, which was delicious, and it was fun. But my trip was amazing. It was very relaxing. I spent most of it at the beach. I treated myself to a spa day on my birthday, and it was wonderful. I needed it so much, and I'm feeling so much better. I'm back. I went back to work this week, and yeah, so much needed break. And let's see, what else has been going on? Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. My birthday, I treated myself, to the trip, and I did a little bit of knitting while I was there. So let's just jump into whips. I have no finished objects or workups. I have nothing finished. After all that time, nothing, but that's okay. I am knitting, so that's a good thing. Let's see. So the main thing I worked in is in this bag. This is an old bag I got a few years ago. It was made by Mina from the Knitting Expat, and it's a sock head hat. So I cast this on a little while before I left. I probably had a little bit of the ribbing done, and then I knit on the plane. I knit on the beach. In the evenings when there was sometimes when there's like some live music and you sat outside, and it was just really nice. So I sat and knit and listened to them, the music and the singing, and it was really nice. And this is the yarn. This was gift, and I have no idea what yarn it is. But it's really nice. The colors are nice. They remind me a bit of the beach, with the tan and the blue aqua-y colors, a little purple-y. So this was nice. I'm knitting them on, hey Diamond, hello. Ooh. Some Knitter's Pride Novas. I've had these for a while. They're 16-inch circs, and they're US 2. It's 2.75. I think the pattern calls for it's the sock head hat. I got the pattern here. I think it calls for a US 3 or something like that. Sock head hat by Kelly McClure. It's been around for a while, so I'm sure most of you probably seen it. But it's some sock yarn. It was in a skein. I was like, I need to cast on something. I want to cast on something that's not huge, that I can work on. It's pretty mindless, and so here it is. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen some pictures of my trip, but maybe I'll try to insert some at the end. But I had such a great time. I love the beach. Anyway, I'll quit. So yeah, I've knit that. And I did knit on some socks. A pretty good bit. Yarn is all crazy for some reason. Oh, I don't remember if I showed you, but I finished one. I think I was here last time. But anyway, I finished one. I can't remember. It's got the Fish Lips Kiss Heel. And I have the other one cast on. I've knit about that much. It's almost to the point where I need to do the heel, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I think I got one more color repeat to do, and then it's time for the heel. So these are coming along nicely. Sorry, they're kind of... These are Knit Picks Felici. These are a gift as well, this yarn. And these are for me. I'm trying to find the ball band. Knit Picks Felici Lost Lakes. These are really nice. And I'm knitting these on my Haya. And they're US 1 or 2.25 millimeter needles. So yeah, this yarn is really nice. There is a couple. This is something very common, I believe, with Knit Pick or the Felici anyway. Is that sometimes it's like the colors bleed into the others, and I haven't washed these. They just come like that, and that annoys me a little bit. Like this green stripe. See, it's like this purple or blue, dark blue has bled into this one, and then this one has some of those. And I wish it didn't do that, but at the end of the day, it's not the worst thing in the world. They're going to be nice socks. They're fun colors. They fit. And yeah, it was a gift yarn, and I'm going to love them just as much. I just wish, first, I guess I'd be more understanding if the yarn was hand-dyed yarn than I, but this is commercially dyed. Wish they did a little better with that. Sorry, Diamond, you're making my leg go to sleep. Yeah. Ooh, no. Bless her. I was setting up the tripod thing on my phone, and I have this new coffee table, and someone was moving out, and they left it in the little foyer thing. It was there for like 2 days, so I figured they weren't coming back. So I took it, and it's cloth, and the reason I wanted it is because I don't have like a recliner or anything, and this is nice and squishy, so you can prop your feet up on it, and I have one of those little serving trays with my initials on it, and I was like, I can put the remotes in that, and I can prop my feet up. And so the phone and everything fell over, and she was under it, and it landed on her back. She was like, oh, she made a little yelp, but she's okay. Aren't you? You're okay. You're tough. Aren't you? You're tough. Yeah. You're tough. Tough little wiener dog. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She stayed at one of my friend's house who has, he's in school for something to do with computers. And, so he has like his own little pet sitting business thing. Gotta play fetch. And, she stayed with him, and he had another dog who has like this backyard is fenced in and mulched and everything. And, she had a great time, I can tell. She literally stayed in her bed. She wouldn't even get on the couch with me for like 2 days. I could barely get her to go walk to potty. It was funny. So she was wore out. There's another dog there, and they played, and she had a good time, I think. So I have another hat on the needles, which is kind of fun. This is something I've been wanting to do. I've been kind of wanting to do some brioche, and there is a hat pattern. Oh, I just forgot what it was called too. I forgot to get it. I didn't print it. I have it on my... I'll try to put a thingy here. But I'm using some yarn. This is Madeline Tosh yarn from my shawl, my Stephen West shawl. Is it Exploration Station? I think it's Exploration Station. But I'm using these two, and I'm doing some brioche. So, just still on the ribbing. It's pretty easy once you get it. I did watch a little YouTube tutorial. I wish I had a circular needle because it was a little confusing at first trying to do it on magic loop because of the way this pattern setup. You are it's basically you purl knit instead of knit purl, and the way that the yarn lays, if you know about brioche, the way, like when you slip with a yarn over lands, you're doing that in between, on the edges here, so it's kind of not all that pretty there, but it's okay. I'm not gonna switch it, and I was enjoying doing it. I had to think a little bit, and yeah, I guess it does take a little bit longer, but it looks great. I cast on the biggest size, and I think I shouldn't have done that. There was a special cast on they told you to do that I had to cast this on like 4 times because I couldn't get the cast on appropriately, but but you want to do it because it makes it truly reversible, the edging here. So, and I'm knitting the largest size, and I'm using my ChowGoo interchangeable set, and this is a bag from Limitless Crafter, I believe. She's not the Limitless Crafter, she's not really podcasting, or I don't think she has her shop open anymore, but I loved her. She was a lot of fun. Still is. I still follow her on Facebook or Instagram and stuff. So, anyway, what else? Oh, I guess I'll show you my shawl, Dotted Rays. Dotted Rays by Stephen West. Sure, you're all very familiar. And I've gotten a lot done on it. Ooh, it's pretty big, even though this is going to be the small size, it's still big, I feel like. But the problem is I only have this much yarn left. There's something. Diamond got me dirty on my pants. There is only this much left, and I have probably there's a short row. I probably have, anyway, I have a pretty good way to go, plus the bind off, and that's not going to be enough. So I need to try to find another skein of this, or partial skein of this. I'm going to try when I'm not annoyed. But it's really hard because it's Madeline Tosh. It's been a while since it was, but it's the Madeline Tosh Pashmina Kelp colorway. So if you have any of this laying around and you would like to get rid of it, I'm happy to buy it from you. There's not really dye lots, so I think it's going to be really hard. I might have to, I don't know what I'm going to have to do. I have to figure it out. If I can't find it, then I'm going to have to do, maybe get a black or something and figure out what I got to do. Anyway, Pashmina, it's wonderful. It's 75% merino wool, 15% silk, and 10% cashmere. And it's really nice in the kelp colorway. But yeah, I've really enjoyed doing it, and I was having a great time. I just have ran out. And I've used 2 skeins of it. So I was annoyed with that, as you can understand. So that's been in timeout. And this is in my fringe supply bag. When I first got this, I didn't like it. And now I really love these bags. So I might be buying me another one. And then the thing, oh, I put the pattern up in there. The thing I really knit on the most, when I was kind of, not wanting to knit a whole lot at one time. I didn't have a whole lot of time after work because I was tired, and by the time I got home, I eat, take Diamond and do her stuff. I was ready to go to bed. But I knit a lot of squares on my blanket. And let's see if I can find where it was. Oh, also, I wove in all the ends when I finished the last row. Well, I thought I did. Most of the ends. So, here we go. I think these last 2 rows here is what I haven't shown you. And I've been getting these row 1 mini skein sets in the mail every month, and I've been enjoying putting those in here. And these were, quick little projects, basically, that, just let me knit, and I didn't have to think about it. Plus, I love this blanket. So, these are the last ones I've done. All of these are from that same dyer. I really like this blue. It's fun colors. So, I've knit a lot of those and woven the ends except for the new ones I've gotten. So, and weaving in the ends because I waited, and it probably took me a couple days of, a couple evenings of sitting. So I probably spent like 4 hours or so weaving in ends. But it's worth it. And now I will weave in the ends. I learned my lesson. Weave in the ends, at the end of every row or something like that. So I've been enjoying that. I did a lot of work on that blanket. Decided it's going to be bigger. I still want it to be bigger. So, probably be another 3 years before that's finished. But that's okay. And then I did get some Happy Mail. I'll show you. I've got another set of these, but I don't know where they're at. They're in the blanket, basically. But this I just got, so I thought I would show you. This is row 1. I don't know if you've seen it. If you watch the Grocery Girls, they are their sponsors, and I was enabled through their podcast. But, here it is. So it comes wrapped up, and you get a little thingy here, and it has a little treat, usually. And so this one had a couple little hard candies, little coffee candies. And it always has a stitch marker. And it's a nice stitch marker, and it's on one of those little clippy light bulb things. And then you get this paper. So this month, it tells you all about the dyer. This month, the yarn is from Duck Wool. And this is her merino sock, and it's exactly what the name implies. 100% gorgeous 2-ply merino fingering weight, and comes in 400 yards to 100 grams. And what you do is you get 10, I believe each one is 20 grams. They're either 10 or 20 gram minis. I can't remember. They're 10 grams minis, so you get 100 grams. It tells you how to get to her website, which hers is etsy.com/shop/duckduckwool. And her name is Sandra Miracle, and she's the wonderful artist behind Duck Duck Wool. And she says, most of my colors are inspired by simple things that unlock a favorite memory. Once I have a color in mind, I can't help but chase it. It is my sincerest hope that the colors captured might spark the child within. Sandra dreams and dyes her yarn in her studio in Annandale, Virginia. And then it tells you the color names. And one thing I like about these is when I get these, I can knit with them right away. I don't have to wind them up. So they come in a little cellophane wrapper. And I'll just go through these so you see. And they're knit like this, so they're ready to go to knit with. This is Living on the Edge. And it's always random. You never know what you're going to get. So, and this is called March On. It's not that pink. It's more like a purpley pink, but it's getting really blown out. Like my eyes look really blue today on camera. You see? And also, I don't know why, but it makes my skin look like it's just perfectly flawless. That's not real. It's not. It's not. I don't know, but I like it. Anyway, this one's Desert Finest. This is like a speckly neon speckles. This one's called Urchin. It's like a sandy cream color with some gray, black, and yellowish speckles. Ooh, this one's pretty. I don't know how to say that word. Let me see. I don't know if you can see it. Chinoiserie. Chino. I don't know what it is. I don't know the word. But it's this beautiful little pale blue with purples and pinks in there. And this is called After Party. That looks like fun. It's lots of darker colors, like a purples and stuff with a little bit of bright colors in there. And then this is it says Pinky Up. It's not pink, it's purple. Like a variegated. And this one is called Sidewalk Chalk. It's gray and it's got lots of different little colors. There's some pink and some green in there. That'll be fun. I can't wait to knit that one. This is pretty. Wear Your Mittens. This is like a minty blue-green color. People think mint is green, and I see more blue than I see green, but maybe my eyes are weird. But before I knew that mint was green, I always said it was blue. Does that make sense? A shade of blue. And maybe it's a mixture, I don't know, but I just see more blue than green. But anyway, this is called Speckled Pop. And yeah. So what I've typically been doing is I keep them in the bag, this little bag here it comes with, and I just grab one of these bags, and each one of my squares takes maybe for 5 or so grams, or a couple of grams. It doesn't take even half of this. Anyway, I just keep them in the little bag there, and I like to keep the paper in there with it. And then I grab one and I knit I've been knitting all the colors in that one in the blanket, and then move on to the next one. So anyway, that's fun. And then today I went and bought a little bit of yarn. I'll show you. Because this girl that I work with, she is having a baby, and she's going to have a little boy. And when I first started there, she was really sweet to me and everything. So I wanted to knit her crochet her a baby blanket. So I saw this color. This is Yarn Bee Soft Secret. So I got two of each of these. So it has the blues and some greens in there. And let's see. Soft Secret Ombre Sea Breeze. Color /202 is the color name. So I got 2 of those. And then I got one of these. This is I got 2 of these. It's Yarn Bee Soft Secret in the olive color, but that was in there. I didn't want to just do blue. And then I got 2 of these. This one is Soft Secret Hot Turquoise, but I thought they looked really good together. So I got 3 of each. So I'll crochet some kind of baby blanket with like stripe it a little bit somehow. I'll probably need to look a little bit for some patterns, but because I don't know exactly how much to cast on. But I want it to be really simple crochet, pretty quick. But I thought having different colors would make it not be as boring. And then if I have a little extra left over, I can knit him a little hat or whatever. So yeah, I got that at Hobby Lobby today. And then I also got a box of these little the light bulb safety pin stitch marker things. I really like these, so I got some of those. And that's pretty much it. I hope you have all been doing really well. The last thing I want to talk about, my whole leg's asleep, getting old, is that I think I'm going to go ahead and start the Summer of Hats knit along. Last year I did it just over the summer and into probably August, probably September-ish. I can't remember how long, but I want to go ahead and start that because to me, when it starts getting warm and hot outside, I typically want to knit smaller things, and hats for me are great because they're not laying in my lap making me hot and warm, but I'm still getting to knit. Plus, it gets me prepared to give hats out when it does get cold. So last year I had a great response with the hat knit along, and people sent in their hats that they knit, and they entered you for every hat. You got entered in your name, put in a drawing to win a prize, or I gave out some prizes, and I want to do that again this year. And so, but I wanted to make it longer. So let's go ahead and start that. Start knitting your hats. You can let me know if you get some done, and I'll go ahead and let you know the address to send them to. I do have the P.O. box still at the moment, but before you send them, check with me. And then we will give away some prizes. I'll probably sew up a couple of bags to give away, and if anyone else, I'll see what else I kind of find. But if anyone wants to donate prizes, let me know. I'm happy. Always, the more the better, right? And then, but yeah, just knit up a hat. That's all there is really requirements. If you're already knitting on them, go ahead, and whips are included, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And all the hats that you send will be donated to my patients, cancer patients. I don't resell them. I don't sell them or anything like that. I give them away. So just so you know, someone asked that. I don't put them up there. Some people make hats and sell them for $5 or whatever, but I don't do that. I give them away. I just put them out there and let them choose what they want in a little basket. And they go fast. They love them. It can be, I know there's different opinions about this, but knit it, crochet it out of whatever you want. The only thing I ask is that you include on there, like either, tie a little note to it or something like that, what it is. So if it does have wool in it or something like that, so the patients know when they pick it up, this has wool in it, so they know how to care for it, one, but also some people may be a little more sensitive to wool, but most of the time, they won't. If they know it has wool in it and they're sensitive to it, they won't pick it up. But I think there's a lot of wool out there that doesn't feel itchy, all that kind of stuff. So that's the only thing. Just label it so they know. And how to, that they need to wash it by hand, or if they can throw it in the washer or whatever. Again, I really appreciate everyone who helped out last time, and they really are appreciated by the patients. It means so much to them, and you may not realize how cold your head gets. Even in the summertime, you go into a building and the air is blowing on your head and your neck. It gets cold, and so they really appreciate the hats a lot, and it makes them feel a little better about themselves. I always say a woman's hair is her crown, and it's really hard, especially for women, and some guys too, but mostly the women who lose their hair. So if I can give them some nice thing to keep their head warm, and even a lot of them like the the colors and stuff like that, just cheers them up some and that kind of stuff. So, and feel free to make different sizes. Don't forget the men, because they like to get the hats too, and their hair falls out as well. So just a mixture, whatever you feel like, whatever you got, send it over. Every hat gets your name entered into the drawing. So if you send 10, you get 10 entries. If you send 1, you get 1. And you can send them in bulk toward the end. You can send them as you go, however you want. Just real simple. It's going to be fun. I already got a couple started. So I can't think of any. I've been reading the third book in this series here by Cassandra Clare. This is the Mortal Instruments. I have it over there. It's the what is it called? Let me go grab it, because I also want to show you. I spun a little bit on my spinning wheel. I want to show you that, but I forgot it. Hold on, I'll be right back. Queen of Air and Darkness is the word I was trying to look for. I read a lot of this book while I was on vacation, sitting at the beach. Let's see, I got this much more to go, and it's a really good book. I like it. It's a young adult book, easy read. It's pretty quick. It's got they touch on some interesting, characters, and life things, and yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It keeps me interested. It's not boring. It's a big book, but it's been going by pretty fast once I get down into reading it. I just want to know what's happening next, and I like books like that. So, and that's pretty much all I've been reading. But I wanted to show you, I did do some spinning, and this is some yarn I was given, or some fiber I was given, Nitty and Color, and let's see, it was a braid, and it's these very pretty browns, orangey colors, and I've got a whole bobbin spun up. Now this is very, thick and thin. It's, still learning. Fairly consistent, but it has its spots. So I changed out my bobbin, and now it's not doing right. So I don't know what I did wrong. But Kirby is supposed to be coming over later today to take me. She and I are going to go to dinner for my birthday, because we haven't seen her since my birthday, and she's been taking a lot of tests for her. She's an architect, and she's been taking a lot of exams and certification exams and stuff, and we got to celebrate. So we're going to go. So I'm going to try to get her to look at my wheel. And yeah, I hope you're all doing well. I'm hoping I can do more spinning, because I did enjoy doing this, but the wheel just wasn't. It's not that the wheel is broken or anything. It's something I've done, like either putting it on or a setting or something. It's just not twisting the yarn and pulling it on. It's just the wheel moves and all that. So I don't know. I don't know enough about it to tell you. But Kirby does, so I'm excited for her to come over, and she thinks we're just gonna hurry up and go eat, but that's not the case. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're getting lots of sunshine. I hope you are doing lots of knitting and anything else that makes you happy, because life is so short, and a lot of times happiness is a choice, right? And not everybody agrees with me about that, but I feel like there's a lot of things in life we don't have control over, and there's a lot of things that we do. And I've learned recently that I can let other people make me not happy, or their actions or whatever, or I can choose to focus on other things and do things that make me happy. And that sounds very selfish sometimes, when I'm like, well, I need to do what's best for me, like going on a trip just for me, and not, taking anyone with me or anything, even though they wanted to go. I didn't, like, as far as my family, like my mom or my aunt, I love them, but I needed a time just for me and to have fun, and so that's exactly what I did. And I have to get better about choosing to motivating myself to go out and do things, because it's really easy sometimes when you live by yourself and you enjoy, I'm around people all the time, like at work, and it's very draining. And so my time alone, I do enjoy it, but I also do enjoy having the company of other people. But I can get very complacent and just let me just stay home the whole weekend and knit and hang out with Diamond and watch, podcasts or play Pokemon or whatever I want and not really have any reaction with other people and friends and or whatever you want to call them. And so I need to do a little bit better about getting out about a little bit more. And now that I have I started 4 10-hour shifts at work, and which is great, because I have, like, this Monday I'm off, and then next week I'm off on Tuesday, and then it goes back and forth between being off on Monday and Tuesday every week. So I'm able now to be like, okay, I can go and do stuff and enjoy the weekend without having to be like, well, I gotta stay home this weekend because I need to do laundry, I need to do, clean, I need to do those things, and or a lot of errands. I can do those on that Monday or whatever, when everybody's at work or whatever. I can do errands instead of being like, well, I gotta stay home because I gotta do chores, for example, or laundry or whatever. So I am excited about that. So I've been trying to make more of my weekends and plan things to do and that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm rambling again. But I hope you're doing well. I'm going to let you go, and it's good to chat with you all for a little bit. Diamond has made herself comfortable under a blanket on the couch. So I think I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee and join her and do a bit of a knitting and get this uploaded. I will hopefully see you in a couple of weeks. Now that I have an extra day off or so, I can hopefully get some knitting in and actually have stuff to show you and that kind of stuff. So I'll see you hopefully in 2 weeks or whenever I see you. Anyway, take care. Bye, y'all.